The movie starts with a blonde girl being chased by some men with weapons, and they kill her. The scene shifts, and we see one of the same men from the previous night at a cafe. He notices an attractive blonde girl, approaches her, and starts flirting. After a cocktail, Jameson asks her out on a date on Saturday evening. He asks Veronica to wear a white dress, have clean hair, and bright lips. Jameson promises they will travel to another world together. Veronica agrees to meet him, but he doesn't know that the girl he finds cute is a trained assassin hired to kill them. Finally, Saturday comes. Veronica fulfills all the guy's demands. Meanwhile, Jameson picks up Shane. The guy puts on a suit and says goodbye to Jennifer, saying that they'll be doing what they always do. Another friend of Jameson's, Nelson, is also preparing for the hunt, but before that, he has dinner with his mother. Armed with a bat, Nelson soon gets in the car with Jameson. The three boys pick up their last friend, Danny, who is dancing in his mansion with an axe in his hand. Danny comes out of the house and joins the company. He is very excited about the prospect of a new hunt. Jameson does not tell his friends about the new girl, saying that everyone will see for themselves how special she is. Meanwhile, Veronica is waiting for Jameson outside the diner in a red dress. Standing on the street, Danny is humming a song cheerfully. When he sees Veronica, he immediately starts complimenting her and puts her in the car. Jameson asks him not to overdo it so as not to scare the girl. The car starts driving down the highway. Nelson takes out a bat and knocks down the road signs on the poles. Danny suggests that Veronica try to do the same. She deliberately hits not too hard to lull the criminals' vigilance. Meanwhile, the boys make double entendres as they discuss their past victims. Jameson says again that they are going to another world. Finally, the car pulls into the woods. The boys get out first, then Jameson leads Veronica deeper into the thicket. Suddenly, he jumps out from behind the bushes and leads her to a strange clearing with a sofa. When Veronica sits down, the boys begin to look at her greedily. Danny invites her to play a game with him. Veronica agrees but, before that, offers everyone a drink. The boys pour themselves a drink from a flask, not knowing that it contains special substances that cause their worst fears. Jameson then suggests a game of truth or dare. Veronica asks him what the worst thing he has ever done is. Looking at his friends, Jameson tells them that when he was 10 years old, he was hunting a rabbit with his father. He only wounded the animal but was unable to kill it when he looked it in the eye. Jameson says that he had to finish the rabbit so that it would not suffer and adds that a person must also destroy someone to become stronger. He eats the worm alive but is surprised that it doesn't scare Veronica. The guy says that people like her start screaming and praying to God in the face of death. Danny approaches Veronica and asks her to hit him, saying that true pleasure always comes through pain. Veronica then has to allow herself to be tied up with her hands behind her back. She asks Jameson to tell her about Gwen. The guy lies and says he doesn't know such a girl, and then shows Veronica her next task. He says that she has a head start of 5 minutes, after which he and his friends will start looking for her. If they find her, they will immediately send her to the next world. Jameson advises Veronica to be quiet and run away as fast as possible to make the hunt more interesting. After a minute, Danny can't stand it anymore and, screaming, rushes after the girl into the forest. Soon, the rest of the boys split up to find Veronica. Meanwhile, the girl runs as fast as she can and frees herself from the belt on her arms. Veronica remembers her teacher's advice to be stronger in spirit. She stops crying, ties up her hair so that it doesn't get in the way, kicks off her high-heeled shoes, and continues running through the forest. Danny, meanwhile, begins to feel the effects of the substance mixed into the drink. He sees black and white bears in front of him, which scares him. Danny tries to fight them, not realizing that he is actually facing Veronica. The girl soon neutralizes the boy using his own axe. Meanwhile, Nelson and Shane discuss that Veronica hasn't been seen for a long time. Nelson decides to go in search of her. Soon, the boy also begins to hallucinate. Nelson is surrounded by a round dance of men in black masks. He calls for his mother and tries to cope with his fear and excitement. In a state of panic, Nelson does not notice Veronica approaching him. The girl attacks him, knocks him to the ground, and neutralizes him. Before he dies, Nelson sees his mother kissing him. Meanwhile, Jameson finds what's left of Danny. Not at all upset, he returns to the clearing and sees Jennifer, who has come to look for her boyfriend. Jameson starts flirting with her, which Shane notices. A serious quarrel breaks out between the boys. Jameson tells Jennifer what they are doing in the woods and that he is going to take her life. Shane defends his girlfriend and attacks his friend. He approaches Jennifer and tells her that he will always love her. However, after that, Shane starts strangling the girl. Veronica suddenly appears in her place. Everything that happened was just Shane's hallucination. Soon, Veronica neutralizes Shane and runs away to a small pond. Jameson finds her there, approaches the pond, and sees Veronica exhausted. He does not attack the girl, allowing her to get some rest. Jameson admits that he has already sent 21 girls to the next world in this forest. He is sure that they don't have to fight. They can get married, travel around the country, and destroy anyone they don't like. Veronica disagrees and starts a fight. After a while, the girl manages to defeat Jameson. Then, Veronica pours a drink with a psychotropic substance into the boy's mouth. She prepares a final trap for him. When Jameson comes to, he realizes that he is standing with a noose around his neck on a small stump. He tries to negotiate with Veronica, but she remains relentless. Suddenly, Jameson begins to hallucinate. He sees all the girls he has hurt coming out of the woods. Among them is Gwen, who flies up to Jameson. In fear, he loses his balance and leaves our world. Veronica is approached by her teacher, William. He picks her up and takes her to a diner, where they eat tasteless pancakes. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you.